What is Byzantine art? Byzantine art comprises the body of Christian Greek artistic products of the Eastern Roman Empire, as well as the nations and states that inherited culturally from the empire. The aim of their art was to inspire a sense of wonder and admiration for the church. Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire existed from approximately 395 CE to when the Rome Empire was split to 1453. It became one of the leading civilizations in the world before falling to an Ottoman Turkish onslaught in the 15th century. Why is Byzantine art important? The Byzantine Empire had an important cultural legacy both on the Orthodox Church and on the revival of Greek and Roman studies, which influenced the Renaissance. The Byzantine Empire influenced many cultures, primarily due to its role in shaping Christian orthodoxy. The modern-day Eastern Orthodox Church is the second largest Christian church in the world. Orthodoxy is central to the history and societies of Greece, Bulgaria, Russia, Serbia, and other countries. Early Byzantine, creating frescoes, mosaics, and panel paintings. Early Christian art drew upon the styles and motifs of Roman art, while repurposing them to Christian subjects. The flowering of Byzantine architecture and art occurred in the reign of the Emperor Justinian from 527 to 565, as he embarked on a building campaign in Constantinople and subsequently Ravenna, Italy. His most notable monument was the Hagia Sophia. By the time of early Byzantine, there was an unfortunate incident that occurred, and it is called iconoclastic controversy. By the 8th century, the Byzantine Empire was under pressure and often at war, and in this tense climate, the controversy over the spiritual validity of icons erupted, motivated by the belief that recent events, including military defeats and a volcanic eruption in the Aegean Sea in 726, were God's punishment for what he called a craft of idolatry. Middle Byzantine. The Middle Byzantine era is often called the Macedonian Renaissance, as Basil the Macedonian, crowned in 867, reopened the universities and promoted literature and art, renewing an interest in classical Greek scholarship and aesthetics. Late Byzantium. Following the Latin conquest, the late Byzantine era began to renovate and restore Orthodox churches. However, as the conquest had decimated the economy and left much of the city in ruins, artists employed more economical materials, and miniature, mosaic icons became popular. Here are some of the famous artworks during Byzantine period. The first one is Hagia Irene, located in Istanbul. The cross in the church of Hagia Irene in Istanbul is one of a very few surviving examples of the so-called iconoclastic art. Outlined with a black on golden background, the mosaic of a simple cross was created during the rule of one of the most iconoclast emperors, Constantine V, who had the church reconstructed after an earthquake in 740. The second one is Virgin with Child, Hagia Sophia, located in Istanbul. The fresco represents Virgin Mary sitting on a throne without a back and child Jesus in her lap. On the left, Mary is flanked by Emperor Constantine, presenting a model of the city of Constantinople. And on the right, by Emperor Justinian, presenting the model of the Hagia Sophia. The third one is Theotokos of Vladimir, located in Tretyakov Gallery, Moscow. The Theotokos of Vladimir is one of the finest surviving examples of medieval Byzantine art. The icon features the Theotokos and Christ the Child with his cheek against his mother's cheek. The fourth one is Mosaic of Saint Demetrius with the founders, Hagios Demetrios and Thessaloniki. It depicts Thessaloniki's patron, saint of Saint Demetrius, with the so-called founders, Eparch Leontios and John Bishop of Thessaloniki. Last but not the least is the mosaic of the Journey to Bethlehem, located in Cora Church. It is one of the finest work during the Renaissance, depicting the journey of Joseph and Mary to Bethlehem. The mosaic was created during the Renaissance in the early 1300s. Although the original church dates from the 5th century,